It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day, and I am in La Mesa, California, visiting a little installation that we put in last summer. And this is another really hot spot in San Diego County, and this exposure gets very, very hot. So, wow. I'm super pleased with how this looks. Y'all will remember this one with the really funky Pachypodium. The client wanted it gone, and I lobbied hard for it. It's all scarred, and when they redid their roof, some pieces of roof fell down, broke a branch out of the middle. But I just thought that this was so interesting. And I wanted it to stay. So you can kind of tell that we are definitely in a Mediterranean climate here, because it is like winter right now. And look at how this Pachypodium has retained all of its leaves. Like I've told you so many times, don't worry about yellowing leaves on the underside of the plants. This is just age. That's just typical deciduation. It's the crowns that you want to focus on. And this is stunning and getting ready, it looks like, even to flower. The Aeonium sunburst looks like it took a hit in the heat of summer, because it looks pretty gnarly even right now, and this is its growing season. So we've recently seen a lot of sunburst aeoniums that look really good. I think also it's possible, this client hand waters the garden, and I think based on what I'm seeing, even without touching the soil, that maybe a little more water would be super, a little more water would be super helpful. There's a couple of casualties, plant casualties.
Was it like a Pachypodium or a...
Oh, you know what? No, I think this was the dunce cap. This was a plant that I got at Hunter's Nursery, and I never used it before. And it's clearly not not happy. And this soil, see, looky here. We can actually tell when she has watered. Look, wet, dry, wet. So she's doing a terrific job of keeping things watered. This is very, very spongy and damp to the touch. But, that's another thing that's so cool about these little tapestries. We plant them so densely that even when we have a loss or two, you can't really tell. You just take it out, clean it up, move some rocks around, and whatever's behind it or next to it can fill in the spot. No fuss, no muss. Yeah, now that trigona also isn't particularly colored, is it? It's pretty green. I was thinking that it should be a lot more purple. And look at the Crassula ovata Golem hybrid, how yellow that is. That is so gorgeous. And here's a little piece that I tucked in as a cutting.
Watch out.
That has colored up beautifully too. I'm just in it. I'll go the other side. Then this Kalanchoe Luciage, you can see has bloomed out. And I'll have Hannah get in here tighter, because you can see all those babies. So no worries. When that girl is done blooming and it's time to cut her down, there are plenty of pups to take her place. So no worries there. The cotyledon looks really, really good. Here's an example. You know how I tell you guys all the time how I plant things not just based on color or texture or how they look together, but also on their growth habits. So here's an example of this plant. This Crassula ovata hybrid is next to this cotyledon, mint truffles, and I knew that this plant had the potential to grow faster, and it has. And look how good and compatible those are. Also, wanted to plant things that wouldn't overpower the piece of driftwood that I put in here. looks like the gardener trimmed the bougainvillea, but forgot to pick up his clippings. So forgive me if I'm a little distracted by grooming, but see how the driftwood is still nicely exposed. This little sedum Vera Higgins is just touching it. I love these sedums. And this little blue, I don't know if that's blue pearl maybe. Look at this one. This is also Vera Higgins. This is the same plant. How's that for microclimates? They are literally inches apart, and one of them has way more color than the other. So yes, I mean, just with maybe 20 or 25 minutes of maintenance in here and a nice little drink of water, everything would be absolutely 100%. We have this echeveria that's blooming so beautifully. Look at that. Isn't that so sweet? There's just nothing prettier than the blooms of an echeveria. And this aloe striata looks so gorgeous. Just, it's at it is absolute peak right now with its bloom. And there's a little pup under there, see that? So cute. Such a beautiful, beautiful plant. This Aeonium sunburst looks pretty good, but overall I'm not super thrilled with the way the sunbursts look. Oh yeah, this was another cutting. So this is extremely stressed. Oh no, it rotted, look. Look, it's just falling apart, look at that. But look at the babies. Yeah, so we take this rotten part off. Look at that. Just classic rot. And we will expose her young here. Watch this magic, peeps.
Just grab a little folder.
So I'm gonna put this away, and then
This one.
all I have to do is take, smoke and mirror. Loosen this up a little bit, and there you have it. You would never know that anything was amiss. How fun is this? Oh my gosh, you guys, seriously, I'm having way too much fun. And we can fix up the rock top dressing a little bit, get that moving. And see these roots on the Aeonium sunburst? These roots act partially to pull moisture from the air, but also they go down. They're very, very stiff, and they will support the branches of the plant. This is the plant's intelligence at work. And it looks like our client probably, it looks like this one fell off, so she just stuck it in the ground right there. It's not rooted yet, but it probably will. I think it'll be fine. And yeah, the soil's quite moist. Okay, what else can we talk about here? Yeah, I mean, the Millii is so happy. This was a gamble. I wasn't sure because sometimes these do great and sometimes they don't. But this little reddy red is very, very, very happy to be here. And here's another Portulacaria minima. You know, this one grows a little closer to the ground than the standard variegata. So it's the perfect choice for the end of this installation here. So, you know, in your tapestries, as time passes, as seasons pass, don't hesitate to mix things up and move things around and make changes and adaptations. A lot of times you really don't even need to add any additional plants if you just move stuff around. This has been Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity reporting in La Mesa with a succulent tip of the day. Bye, guys.